The thickness and the 2 by 2 thickness
Oh,
and the
oh.
width and the length is 12.
How much did we spend?
That is 5,600.
Woo!
The 50 pieces.
We'll be able to reuse that on the rest of the wall coming this way?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah?
We can still use it.
We can still use it, get some use out of it?
Right.
All right, so everybody showed up today, but I thought they hired a third worker to help. It's gonna show tomorrow, I guess. I guess I gotta go get my wallet. Or Minnie already paid for this, I guess. How's everybody today? I'm just gonna hang here for a minute. We just got some supplies in. I don't know what they need this 2 by 2 for. Nobody's saying anything to me. It looks like they have the rebar. It looks like they have the rebar posts already constructed with the stirrups and all that stuff. And then I let them know this morning that we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this fence line, the property line all on this side also. So to keep going, and that's because I know they have labor coming. I don't want any downtime from these guys. I want them to remain busy all the time. So one way to do that is let's start building this fence that divides the property line. It doesn't look like we're going to end up buying that land over there. It doesn't seem that anybody is motivated to talk to us about selling it. So it is what it is. It is what it is, as they say. So onward and upward. Let's see. What was I going to talk about today? What was my other subject that I wanted to mention? Oh, um, yeah. I'm starting to learn that it's not a great idea to share everything with that's going on with everybody because there are some people hanging around that might want to do you some kind of harm in some kind of way. And so, but even the negative Nellies that are hanging around, the people that come to me saying, "Oh, this isn't such a great idea," and there have been one or two, not very many. They're motivated by something, and so I don't spend a whole lot of time thinking about what motivates them, because I kind of view that as being a waste of time and energy. So mostly every day I have a very positive outlook and I imagine positive outcomes. And I think that because I do, that's the reason why everything goes so well in our lives most of the time. It's because we do have that positive thought process. But every once in a while, right, someone will approach me and they want to share their negative thoughts. They want to share something with me that a barrier that I may not be able to overcome. And honestly, my mind really doesn't think that way. I listen to them because I learn from them. What is the thought process? I want to learn what's going on in their mind. Why are they thinking this? But most of the time, if it's negative, I dismiss it. I dismiss it pretty quickly. Um, Saying to myself inside, that's interesting. And then I don't think about it again. Is that interesting? In other words, they'll come to me with some kind of real serious dilemma, and then, about the project. Oh, we're going to get stuck doing this. We're going to get stuck doing that, blah, 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 blah. You keep talking like that, right? Yeah. But isn't it more like, but it hasn't materialized, right? The problem or the barrier to getting things done has yet to materialize. And when Minnie and I, when we come up with an idea, right, we go full steam ahead. Very rarely does anybody or anything interfere with our ability to make the dreams come true, right? And so I have been talking to friends lately, telling them that life basically to me is an illusion. It's very illusionary. You live, you die. That's no fun. You live, and the next thing you know, life went by so fast and it's over. I don't mean this to be a downer experience, a downer video or live stream. Actually, I mean it to be exactly the opposite, a motivational one. Because I never have been loyal to a person, place, or thing. And people have oftentimes come to me, I mean, like a party loyalist and stuff like that, and they've said, "Oh, no, no, no. You're going the wrong way there, Dan. People are they're gonna retaliate against you." I don't know if I'm getting the message across or not, but none of that stuff is important to me, right? What is important is happiness. Everyone's happiness around me, is important. You know, uh, I think that the things that upset me are seeing the way that people are struggling in life. Some people are struggling in life, and how their belief systems and things are a little bit jaded, because their belief systems block them from achieving their goals, right? The first thing, if somebody comes to you and says, "Oh no, that project is insurmountable. You're never going to be able to accomplish that." Well, that if I adopted that philosophy, then that door is closed automatically before I even get a chance to open it. Now, I learned this life lesson a very long time ago. One day I'll share it with you how it happened. But it was a very, very long time ago, and members of my family, helped me to see this, or certain members of my family helped me to see this. That life really does work this way, that when you have this positive outlook and you have that feeling as though you can accomplish anything, then it materializes. And for some people, it materializes, it seems like it's just simply magic. And so just watch some of the YouTubers build a house or build a fence or buy a car or fulfill their dreams, and they're going to show you how they do it. They're going to show you how they accomplish it. Some of you that are here today know what I'm talking about because you also are in the process of accomplishing that dream. And so that's why I like hanging around with you guys so much. And the people that are negative, that always want to share their negativity with me, about the way the world is, or try to convince me otherwise that it's about this or about that. I just try to get rid of them out of my life as quickly as possible. I try and get them gone, because I don't like the influence. However, there are a lot of people in my life that haven't seen this. They don't understand how it works. And yet, even though they may lean a certain way, I'm talking about more negative than they are positive, I keep them around. It is my choice. It's not really their choice. I mean, it's their choice, but they don't realize it. They could walk away if they get tired of me spewing what they think might be garbage, about how I think that life is basically an illusion, kind of like the song, "Row, row your boat gently down the stream, merrily, 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 life is but a dream," right? Because every dream imaginable for us has come true. And it doesn't happen immediately a lot of times, because I think a lot of you know that I posted a picture of this house on my wall in my office a long time ago. Perhaps it's been as long as 2 years. And then here we are, here we are with almost in an ideal situation, where the lot came up for sale right next to our house. I'd been looking all over the place for a lot to buy. And the lots that we looked at, they just didn't resonate with me. Not the way that this one did, for obvious reasons. Look, we live right there. Look, the new house is going here. I mean, for all the people that came to me and said, "Oh man, when you're not looking, they're going to destroy this house," and blah, 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 blah. The negative Nellies. Well, I'm right there. The new house is going to be right here. How much damage would they be able to do before I discovered it? That is, if we're not living there, we decide to rent it. Are you following what I'm saying? And that's what I'm trying to. I just can't. I'm excited about understanding this, right? But once you understand it, once you understand the way the world works, then it is easy to navigate and maneuver through it. It's very easy. And yeah, there are going to be challenges. I'm not trying to tell you that there aren't challenges. There are challenges. you know? But that positive outlook helps you overcome those challenges. That's just simply the way it's been in my life. You know, once I understood this, I just took off. We just took off, you know? We started really enjoying life. And so that's pretty much all I wanted to say today, you know, and to show you we're still going at it. Come rain or shine. Oh, the rain's going to keep you from building the fence. Oh, the sun is going to, it's too hot. Oh, the materials are too expensive, you know. Oh, buying swamp land's a big mistake. You won't be able to build on it. I did build on it over here, right? See what I'm saying? All these things, right? You're never going to be rich. You're too old to start over. All this stuff, you know, are non-truths. You know, if you listen to them, then you're the one who has shut the door on the idea before it's even been opened, before it's even started, you see? So anyway, that's the only point I wanted to make today. I just can't I want to just like jump through this phone. I just want to jump through this cell phone and talk to each one of you individually and say you can and will do it, you know? Even the guys that are working for me now that are working and putting this thing together, you know, are people that I wanted. You know, they're people I wanted that I've been wanting to put to work for a long time, right? So you see what I'm saying? In other words, even that has come true because it makes my heart feel good that I'm able to put people to work. Yeah. All right, that's all I got for today. New material, and I think when we show you the next live stream here or here on this build, you're going to see the fence. You're going to see the columns, the rebar columns and everything are all constructed and will be ready to go. And so this is really the hard part. And then of course the guys are going to start work on the other fence. Now that I actually held them up by not making a decision because we were trying to make a play for that land, but it looks as though they're not really interested in talking to us. So onward and upward we'll go. And we'll see everybody on the next live stream. Take care. Thanks for your support. It has been amazing. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And watch this replay over and over again, a million times if you can. Take care. We'll see everybody later. Bye bye.